My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the Holy Word of God of 23rd September 2021. The focus of our reflection: many people do not wish to adhere to God's will and plans because they are not convenient to the comfort and pleasure of their life. That is why they keep God at a safe distance so as not to be disturbed or pricked. The words of Haggai the prophet in the first reading are quite self-penetrating if only we are a little honest. Though the will of God was clear that they should rebuild the temple in Jerusalem, still the people were mediocre and procrastinating. Haggai challenges their cooling of fervor and points to the futility of life and all its good things without God's blessing. He declares, "Is it a time for you yourselves to dwell in your paneled houses while this house of God lies in ruins? Consider how you have failed. You have sown much and have harvested little. You eat, but you never have enough. You drink, but you never have your fill. You clothe yourselves, but no one is warm. And he who earns wages to put them into a bag with holes." It is very true that all our efforts without God's benevolence will amount to nothing. It is exactly like the disciples at fishing without the Lord. They had toiled the whole night but caught nothing, as we see in Luke 5:4 to 11. And further, how rightly the psalmist also attests in Psalm 127, "If the Lord does not build the house, in vain the laborers labor. If the Lord does not keep vigil, in vain the gods keep vigil." Similarly, all the best of pursuits and enterprises will be futile when not assisted and guided by God's hand. Even the best of things will not bring satisfaction and fulfillment when they are not under the gracious purview of God. Therefore, what is needed is openness and docility to see and accept God's will at work. When one lacks this disposition, then there is fear and perplexity at God's presence. Herod in the Gospel is a typical example of this lack of docility. At the presence and the power of Jesus, he was perplexed and disturbed. Jesus was a threat to him and not a welcome for conversion. But We have a contrast in Padre Pio, whom we commemorate today. He was a man so humble and totally surrendered to God. He was so authentic with no falsity or malice. He was so modest and moderate that no worldly abundance could ever attract him or deviate him. He always wanted to rebuild the house of God, the hearts of people, and the communities. He was passionate and joyful to see and remain with the Lord. He became a popular saint and, in a way, a household saint for many families because his life was as simple as a next door neighbor. And now, the direction and the directive for our life, the mere desire to see Jesus is not enough. We should see why. Even Herod wanted to see Jesus, but not out of faith.